Hey everybody, y'all already know I'm in the greenhouse. The sun has caught me, but welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. Those who follow me know that every now and then, especially since the sun is setting a little bit earlier, I'm getting caught, but that's okay because today, we are harvesting our sweet potato bed. My husband is harvesting the sweet potato bed. I'm cutting stems and getting out of his way. Hold it down, you're so tall. Wow! Wow! But y'all, I'm so excited. So if you've been following me since the beginning of my journey, me harvesting sweet potatoes was probably one of the first 10 videos that I did last year. And if you go back and watch that video, I will link it up here. You will see the harvest that I had last year and how I talked about it was okay, but they were really small. It was difficult. It wasn't a banner year for sweet potatoes. That was my first time growing sweet potatoes. And I had grown some in the raised bed in the hot tunnel, and I had grown some in some pots. So go back and definitely watch that video. But y'all, today, a year later, we are digging up sweet potatoes, and we have sweet potatoes. We have sweet potatoes. You see some of this footage of us, and I'll show you the end result. But I wanted to just encourage someone that if you are especially new starting out, and let's say you hoped for this magnificent harvest of a particular crop this season and it did not happen, grow it again next year. Because I'm telling you, if you go back last year and watch my sweet potato video, you will see that I had some results. I did not have the results that I have today, and I believe I can even do better than that. But a year later, I'm so overjoyed because it's much better. I did some different stuff. The number one thing that I did was I left my sweet potatoes in the ground longer. So I think last year, I harvested my sweet potatoes like maybe the second or third week of October. Excuse me, not October, August. And now this is the last week of September. So a whole month later, I planted my sweet potatoes around May 5th, somewhere along in there. And one thing I said saw 100 days, which my 100 days would have been the beginning of September. But then I was listening to someone else and they said 120 days, or really you can keep them in there until your frost happens. I wasn't really planning on pulling sweet potatoes today, but because my husband was down here helping me, he's like, where do you need my help? And I said, when you have time, I want you to help me pull sweet potatoes, because if y'all remember when we were planting those sweet potatoes, that bed was covered in ants. I do a lot of things. I don't do ants. Ants love me. I hate them. So I try to just stay clear of them. I try to kill them. I try to get rid of them. But when they persist, then I'm not putting my hands down there, because they find me and they just attack me. But that's neither here nor there. That's why I asked my husband to help me. And since he was down here, he was like, oh, let's just go ahead and do it now. So I wasn't really planning on doing it today, nor was I going to shoot a video. I was actually videoing something else to share with you guys, but I had to turn the camera on. I had to turn the camera on. Let me show you what we have gotten. Okay, hubby's still going, but I wanted to show you, this is one of my prize, like near perfect. Near perfect. Do you see that? Then y'all look at this. This is irregular shape, but look how big this is. I'm assuming that even though it's a regular shape, it's still edible. Y'all tell me in the comments. Yeah. And I can't remember what causes the irregular shape. It may be nitrogen or something like that. But look at that. I have several like this. I have a couple that are like this, so to speak. So I planted two different kinds. I planted Georgia Jet that I ordered from Urban Farmer. And if you remember, I planted those slips and they didn't do well starting off at all. So then I went to the store and I bought some Beauregard slips, which is what I planted last year. I'll tell you, just based on the shape of what I harvest, I think the Beauregards did much better, which is this. And then the Georgia Jets are like these slender, long ones. They're two distinct different kinds, and I'm almost positive those Georgia Jets are the very long, slender ones. I don't like that. And I paid way more money for those off Urban Farmer than just buying slips at Home Depot. Now, I have never started my own sweet potato slips. Maybe I can learn that between now and next year's harvest so I can do my own. But definitely buying the slips, the Beauregard, that worked out much better. And I'm glad that I did, because the Georgia Jets, I'm not impressed. Okay, this is what I think is a Georgia Jet. You see how it's just like long and slender? Still a pretty potato. It's just much smaller, much thinner. Like, I don't know that could be, I guess you could bake it as a baked sweet potato. It's just not enough surface area. So I would probably have to just use this for something else, like, you know, sweet potato pie or something like that. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm so excited about my harvest. And so these now, if you want to eat these fresh, you can. But most of these we will put in long-term storage in the root cellar. So they'll have to cure for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And basically all that means, like right now, the skin is really thin. You can kind of see, like, if you move the, trowel or something across it, it's going to bruise the skin. You can see a little bit there. The skin is really thin. So when you cure it, it allows the skin to toughen up and be able to withstand and store long term. So sweet potatoes can store long term for like maybe 6 to 9 months. And so this will be great to have all fall long. I'm trying to think, do I have enough for a year? I don't think that I do, but it depends on how often. We don't eat sweet potatoes often in terms of when I don't have them already grown. I buy them every now and then, but you guys know I've been buying those diced sweet potatoes from Azure Standard. That's more of a convenience, but I love baked sweet potatoes. So do we have enough for a year? That's debatable. But let me turn you around and show you. I can't lift it, but I'll show you what we have. That's one basket. Look at that. Nice. So we have one whole full basket. It is plenty full. And then this is the next basket right there. So I got to go back and look at my video from last time, but I know for a fact this is way more than what we had last time. So we got 2 full baskets. I wish I had a scale down here. I probably need to wait. I want to know how many pounds I have. Honey, what you think?
Oh, this right here is major. I mean, even all of the potatoes you had last time, they were little. You actually have potatoes that are big and full grown. This is fantabulous. Okay, guys, so I'm so excited. You heard it from my husband. This is a much better harvest. And so really, I'm excited, but I really want to encourage you. Don't give up. Do not give up. Like, my heart is overjoyed because I know last year I felt like, oh, this was like a meager harvest. I was thankful for what I had, but it wasn't enough. I mean, it wasn't enough. It was very little, and the potatoes were little, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? So between then and now, I've done research like I do. I've listened, gotten some advice from other people, and this is much better. So next year, of course, y'all, we're gonna even go bigger. We're gonna go bigger, right? But I'm so pleased with this harvest. But let this encourage you that if you didn't get the harvest you wanted for a particular crop this year, don't give up. Try again, research, talk to other people that's in your zone or in your growing area, and find out what they're doing. But above all, don't quit. Try again. Thank you guys so much for going on this journey with us today. It really is a journey. It's a journey. You don't get there overnight. You don't get there in one day. So whatever you do, let's grow together. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you next time, friends. Have a good evening.